Hi, Jackie Van Ruller here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome. So if this is something that you suffer from, you know that there are some pretty devastating consequences to it. And I just want to give you some hope and let you know that there are many things that you can do that can help your body to rebalance, and you don't have to live with this syndrome. So you can change the way that your body produces hormones. In polycystic ovarian syndrome, what happens is your body has a mismatch of hormones, estrogen, progesterone, some luteinizing hormone, and follicular stimulating hormone, and then your body can end up producing too many androgens or too many male type hormones. Now, women do produce androgens, but we produce it at a much, much lower rate than men do. And so when you're producing too much of this, it can lead to symptoms like male pattern baldness or excessive hair growth particularly in your face, your chin, your chest, and those areas. You can also have irregular periods, acne, hair loss, mental health issues, weight gain. You may even get some darkness on your neck. Particularly in the back of the neck, or little patches of darkness right on the sides of your neck as well. So these are all things that can happen with PCOS. I'm going to share, of course, my favorite facial reflexology spots, but I'm also going to give you some dietary advice that I really hope that you take, because I think you will see a major difference. So let's start with some facial reflexology stuff, and then as we're going, I'm going to tell you about some of the other things that you can do as well. We're going to start with our kidney points, fingers on the corners of your mouth, all the way up to your hairline, and then down just a little bit. Your kidneys are the organs that mainly control your ovaries. And so you want to make sure that these kidneys are nice and healthy. Now, the major thing to know with the kidneys is the kidneys need to relax to heal. So if you are somebody that's go, stress all the time, you have got to find something that will relax you fully. Whether it be receiving facial reflexology treatments, I guarantee that will get you into a state of relaxation. If you just get a massage, or just do something that makes you relaxed and happy, focusing on creativity, maybe listening to music, whatever it is, you have got to shut off your brain, and you've got to get into a fully relaxed state in order for anything that's related to your kidneys to heal. And your ovaries are very much related to your kidneys. So please do not skip that part. Now, additionally, I do have a face map here that you can see on my Instagram account. You can find that at Jackie Van Ruller. I used to send these out in emails, but it's just been so hard to send emails every week and make sure that I'm staying on top of it. So I'm trying to do something a little bit different. So go to my Instagram page at JackieVanRuller.com, at Jackie Van Ruller, and you can find these face maps. Next point is going to be your third eye point. So it's going to be, if you go directly between your brows and then up just a little bit, this has to do with your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is an organ or a gland that helps to regulate hormonal production and circadian rhythms. So it has a lot to do with sensing light. And so one of the things that's really important is that you get plenty of red light. So this is light that you get first thing in the morning or last thing at night as the sun is setting or rising. And also anytime during the day that you're outside, you're going to be picking up more red light. If you're spending a ton of time on your computer, on your phone, on your devices, you're getting a lot of blue light, and that can screw up your natural circadian rhythms and your hormonal balance. So be careful with how much time you're spending on the computers and things like that, because it can mess up your hormones. Next point we're going to do is right between the brows. This has to do with the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is a gland that controls all of your endocrine functions, all of your hormonal balance, all of those things. So don't skip this point. This is a really important one. Okay, then we're going to work all the way around the eyes, which has to do with your ovaries. Because polycystic ovarian syndrome is a syndrome where you're getting cysts on your ovaries, we want to work this whole area. So I'm coming right here on the side of the nose, working my way down, and I'm feeling for any areas that feel lumpy, bumpy, tender, sore, and I want to work those areas a little bit extra. If you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, you might notice that you might have some puffiness or redness right in this area. And that's your face giving you a clue of exactly where you need to work, showing you that you have some stress in your body around that area. Now, this area directly underneath the iris of the eye is a specific point for the ovaries. So you'll probably feel some lumpiness, bumpiness, or tenderness in here. So work this area very gently. Notice that I'm holding the skin with my hand and then working it super, super gently. I'm not pushing or using a lot of pressure, but you might feel it kind of snag. And if you feel it snag, it's just showing you that you do have some tension in there. You might actually feel some of these areas are exactly where you have some cysts growing on your ovaries. Now, polycystic means a lot of cysts. And so this whole area might be lumpy, bumpy, tender, or whatever. Okay? Then you want to come up and you want to work here right under and within the brow. Again, you can always support that with your fingers so you're not pulling the skin. So just see what you feel in here. If you feel areas that are particularly tender, you just want to stay in that area for a little bit longer. You can do some circles, you can do some back and forth motions, whatever feels good to you. You might even want to work around the eyes 2 times during a session, and that's totally fine too. Remember that you can do this up to 4 times a day, and I highly recommend that if you're suffering from PCOS, that you're doing this at least twice a day until your symptoms are gone. Okay, now we're working the other side. Right in here. I'm going to work directly underneath the iris of the eye. This is the specific point for the ovaries. Notice if one side is feeling more tender than the others. If so, that's probably the side that's having the most issues. Okay, supporting that skin as you're working, feeling for lumps and bumps. I'm not feeling a ton of lumps and bumps on this side. I felt more on my right side. But notice what you're feeling. I also don't have PCOS, so I'm not expecting to feel a ton on this, but I did notice that I felt some on that right side. Okay, working in there. Remembering that if you're feeling stuff going on, to spend some extra time working it. Next area they're going to work is the entire area of the nose. This is going to be the reflection of the uterus on the face. Specifically, we want to work this point here. That's kind of on, it's not at the very tip of the nose, but up a little bit higher. That point has to do with regulating your menstrual cycles and how much bleeding is going on. A lot of times with PCOS, you either have too much or too little. You might bleed for too long, for several days, or it can be that you don't have periods at all. Okay, so working that entire nose, making sure that you get this point right here. Additionally, this point can also help with male pattern baldness if you're experiencing that. Your hair is considered a reflection of your blood. So if your blood is healthy and balanced and plenty of minerals, you're going to have healthy hair as well. So working that whole nose. Now we're going to get into another really important area for PCOS, which is the upper lip and the liver gallbladder. Now, before we get into those areas, I want to talk a lot about blood sugar regulation and hormonal balancing. So when people have PCOS, the thing that your doctor is probably going to do is put you on metformin, which is a blood sugar regulating drug. They're going to put you on birth control to help to regulate your hormones, and they may put you on a statin as well. I would highly recommend that you take absolutely none of these medications. And the reason for that is because you can control this with your diet. And what you're going to want to do is drastically cut down on your carbohydrates. And that is anything that is sugary, processed, high carbs, even like potatoes, sweet potatoes, things like that. You want to cut that out completely for a little bit and see if you feel better. I think you will. What happens with PCOS is that your blood sugar or your hormones can get dysregulated because you have too high of blood sugars. And then your pancreas has to work harder to try to decrease the blood sugars. And then that messes up your liver. You can get fatty liver disease or liver tension, liver stress. And your liver is actually what breaks down fat. And, sorry, I'm getting a call here. I need to turn that off. You need fats, specifically cholesterol, for your liver to break down to make your hormones and to regulate your hormones. Now, this is not something that your doctor is going to tell you, because I don't think your doctor probably realizes this, that it's very closely related. So the more fats and the more cholesterol that you eat, as long as these are healthy fats, and when I say healthy fats, I mean not canola oil, not vegetable oil, not sunflower oil, not safflower oil, none of those seed oils. Those things are trans fats, and they will mimic cholesterol, but in a bad way. You actually want real cholesterol. So eat meat, eat butter, eat coconut oil, cocoa butter. Those types of things are going to be much, much healthier and much better for regulating your hormones. And I know that you're probably thinking that that's counterintuitive to what you've ever heard. I guarantee, give it a shot. You will notice a big, big difference in how you feel. It will take a while, so don't do it once and then say, oh, that didn't work. Try it for several weeks, months. I think you're going to notice a huge difference, particularly along with doing facial reflexology. So we're going to work above the upper lip. And this spot here is a great spot for regulating estrogen and progesterone. And then working to the sides here, this whole upper lip area. Now you want to avoid the upper lip if you're pregnant, but if you have severe PCOS, you probably are not, because one of the things it causes is infertility. This spot right here at the opening of the nostril is a great spot for the ovaries. And then these spots right beside the middle of the upper lip are for the pancreas. Remember, we want a healthy working pancreas because pancreas produces insulin to help to control your blood sugar levels. Your doctor will probably put you on metformin. I would say please, 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 please do not stay on that medication. Please regulate your diet, reducing carbohydrates, because you can do this naturally. Okay, other side. Directly at the opening of the nostril. Working down here for the pancreas. Noticing what you feel. Where does it feel lumpy and bumpy? Where does it feel tender? Spend some extra time on those areas. Again, I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you do this whole routine a couple times a day, up to 4 times a day, and then do those dietary changes. I think you're going to notice a huge difference. Okay, right side of the face, in line with the bottom of the nose, directly under the iris of the eye, is the liver spot. The liver is the organ for balancing your hormones. The liver likes to digest fats, and it produces the vitamins A, D, E, and K through the digestion of fats. It produces and breaks down cholesterol to make your hormones. If you think about cholesterol, the word sterol, S-T-E-R-O-L, is in there. That is a precursor to your hormones. Your body needs that to make estrogen, progesterone, even androgens and those types of things. But in order to balance them in a healthy way, you need cholesterol. So if you're on a low cholesterol diet, or if your doctor has put you on a statin, you're not going to have the building blocks to make and balance your hormones. So please get off statins right away if your doctor has recommended that. And the reason I recommend that is because you will never balance your hormones while you are on that. Additionally, it can cause a lot of issues with your ligaments and tendons being stuck, stagnant, and injury prone. So the next thing I want you to do is just take your magic wand and work all the way around your ears. This is going to set that formula in, help it work better, as well as balance your kidneys, which, as we talked about before, have a lot to do with your ovaries and hormonal balancing. And then notice how you feel. How did you feel before you got started? How do you feel now? I think you'll notice a difference when you're doing this regularly, specifically. And if you can find a practitioner in your area to do this on you, you're going to have even more magnified results, because your body needs to get out of a state of stress and into a state of relaxation to heal. So yes, you can get into a deeper state of relaxation by doing it on yourself, but when somebody is doing it on you, it's magnified probably by like 10 times. And I've helped so many people with symptoms of PCOS, other menstrual issues, other hormonal balancing issues through regular treatments. So don't skimp. Go find somebody who can do this. Even trade with friends. You do a routine on them, they do one on you. I swear you will see huge, huge, huge differences, and you're going to love the way it feels. Thank you for following me. If you need to get a magic wand, please visit my website. I will put the link in the description below. And I will have an upcoming online class for the Pure Energy medication starting in March. So be sure to watch for that if this is something that you want to study further and learn more about. Thank you for watching.